Yo. What's going on, everybody? We're here again tonight, live on Island Boys Football Talk. Waiting on Sheeta to join, but it looks like he having a little technical difficulties. But he'll be showing shortly to talk about the rest of free agency as we go along the line. Still a lot of stuff going on the league. Free agency goes down the line. I think we got Sheeta in right now.
You can hear me?
You there?
You can hear me?
I think so.
Yeah. Can't do nothing with the internet provider.
You gotta pay your bill on it.
Hmm?
You gotta pay your bill.
I hope Paul pay his.
He paid. Don't worry about he.
Yep.
You don't worry about he.
It's another night. Welcome back, everybody, to another night of Island Boys Football Talk. You heard the two guys already starting. C-Money representing the San Francisco 49ers and Shredy representing the Carolina Panthers. Jizzle won't be in today, but he should be in on the next show. It's another day. A Wednesday night edition, not a normal Tuesday edition. Talk about some free agency, talk about each of our teams, see what's on the agenda coming up. I know you got pro days still coming up, and next week is April, which is draft week. So there's a lot still going on. Not big major moves, but moves that can really bring depth to a lot of these teams. So we keep it going, seeing how is San Fran.
I don't know. Them guys must have robbed a bank or something. 'Cause I don't know where they're getting this money from to sign all these fellas I see them here signing street. But San Fran look like they're doing all right. They're bolstering up some depth. I think our latest edition was a offensive tackle and Matt Pryor. I think us who watch football should know who that is. Um, that's a good. I think that's a good pickup, veteran pickup to bolster the line for a lot of the young fellas that we have there. So that'd be doing good for us. Other than that, I don't think it's been much news. We had a couple pressers that went out, and a lot of the guys were talking about the quarterback situation. I think it's a little too early to play that because two of the three quarterbacks still coming off the injured list, Purdy and Lance, and then Sam Darnold was probably the only healthy quarterback on the roster right now. It's way too early to be talking about who's starting and who's gonna be this and who's gonna be that. So I ain't really paying attention to that nonsense right now until I can hear that Lance should be cleared first because he should be available for training camp, and then Purdy still maybe for training camp. And then maybe they're saying he might miss a couple of games of the preseason too, but I mean the preseason. So we don't know. But that's all really that going on in the camp for the 49ers. Attending a couple pro days, focusing on linemen in depth. So that's where we at with the 49ers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a team that not much changes from last year. Um, McGlinchey gone.
Yep. McGinty gone.
Jimmy Ward gone.
Yeah, Jimmy Ward gone. Mosley gone.
Oatley gone.
A lot of the more veteran depth on the defensive line they left to it. Bucham. Um, we lost Al Shazier, linebacker.
Mhm.
Robbie Gould is gone. Well, I don't know if he's gone, but we went and got a new kicker.
Yeah, you got Zane Gonzalez from the Panthers for pick swap in 2025.
Right.
Before he was injured, he was basically automatic for us.
Mm.
Had a really good season, and then I think he tore muscle in his groin or something like that last year in the preseason. Then he was out for the season. I thought we were gonna keep him. I like him, but I guess everyone is okay with Pinheiro. And I think when we traded him, we freed up 1.8 million in cap space. I think that's the same 1.8 million you used to sign Pinheiro. So,
Wash basically then.
so I know John Lynch said that they're still expected to bring somebody in. They're
Yeah.
not just gonna hand him over the thing, so which makes sense. He's coming off an injury. So we'll see what happens there, but excited that I don't really see the defense stuff with the thing. Right now it's about, like you said, it's not like it's starting. I didn't see like starting spots up for grabs.
Right.
But the main thing is how Trey Lance recovers and how Porter recovers. And then that will determine how things go with the 49ers, guys. I know the annual, like you said, the annual GM, the annual owners meeting is right now, so that's where everyone is at. And then they ask you all kinds of stuff. What did what's his name? Lynn said that Porty has a right to be has a right to be the leader in the room. And then we'll see when he gets back. But I know it's like you say, the when it comes to franchise quarterbacks, you either find him in the first round, you find him in the seventh round, you don't really care as long as you find him.
Right.
So if Lance does work, I still think they would hope that Lance turns out to be the franchise guy because of all the amount they gave up for him. And he has a better intangibles compared to Porty in terms of like physical, especially better arm, better mobility, better power and those stuff. But I saw one thing today from one of the analysts said the big difference between Porty and Trey Lance is Porty started over 48 games in college. That's experience. Lance had one full season, not even in the FBS, the FCS, which is like a Division Two. So he may have all that intangibles raw, but Porty, he started for such a long time, so he knows it. He sees how it is. So that's why he didn't see much of a drop off when he started when Garoppolo got injured. So, but it's a good issue to have on your hands. You got Donald, who's no slouch either. Maybe if he goes in the right system, he'll be really good. But there's no you got three players that could probably do it. Hopefully, you want either Lance or Porty to grab the lead and stick with it. So, in terms of the draft, you guys ain't got no picks till damn near Saturday. So, I don't even can't tell. I know if we got a 92nd pick, so you must have got 95, 96, 97, some nonsense like that.
But we gonna start though, eh?
Yeah, but people might be asleep by the time I start.
You will be asleep, they be up.
Draft start from 7 o'clock Thursday with the Panthers. That's all we know.
I imagine it.
No, we all of us on a show to see who that number one pick is. Speaking of number one picks, last time we were here, who did I rave about? Oh, Stroud.
Oh,
Raved about Stroud. Then I have to rave about Bryce Young. This Bryce Young is elite as well. Can't go right. These two quarterbacks, to me, honestly, whichever one I hear call, I ain't gonna be vexed. Cause I like two of them, and I wish I could mold two of them into the same play and just do it like that. But Bryce Young, the way he processes the game is on another level. And according to Frank Wright, it's not even about his height. Because Frank Wright said he had a high grade on Russell Wilson, which was 5'10 as well. It's more about his durability. That's the issue. At that stature, he take a one clout, blindside clout, he can stay in the game or not. And it's like Frank Wright said something in the press conference at the owners' meeting is like persons that are undersized know how to minimize hits. So he talked about a few persons, Marvin Harrison, which was 6 feet and he was very lean, even up to like KG partner, Devante. Those guys are small frames, Barry Sanders and those guys. You gotta know how to minimize the hit. See, one thing that CJ Stroud is good at, even though he's big, he's not the prototypical athletic quarterback. He's more of a pocket passer, but he knows how to minimize the hit. Bryce Young, he does. Bryce Young can escape or can sacks and those kind of stuff. But in the NFL, as big as the SEC is, the NFL is a different breed. They still drafting and paying you. So it's about him. I think they said right now the biggest concern is about minimizing the hits, the amount of hits. Can his durability, can he be durable? You don't want him playing just 6 games a year. You need a franchise quarterback player all the time. So I think that's the big decision between Stroud and Thing. And tomorrow, Anthony Richardson pro day tomorrow. I kind of eager to see that because we might have Anthony Richardson name they're talking about this thing. The guy has sky high potential, but still raw. But if it's one coaching staff, I think that can get it do is Frank Wright, Jim Caldwell, Thomas Brown, Josh McCown, and the Dalton and those guys. I think he would be safe under them. To be honest, if we draft him, I don't mind. But I know of another team coming in front of we, they ain't drafting him. If we can draft Anthony Richardson, I need us to at least trade down a spot or two just to get some more picks. Because there's no way Anthony Richardson would be going number one. They ain't going to pick him over Bryce Young or CJ Stroud. That's my thing about it. I wouldn't feel bad if we pick him. I just don't want to pick him at number one, if you understand what I mean. Recoup some kind of picks. I think right now, from multiple sources, it's a two quarterback race, which is Stroud and CJ Young, and you can't really go wrong. It just depends which one you see more valuable to your scheme. And if you look at Frank Wright's schemes, he's been working with tall quarterbacks, Wentz, Luck, Foles, the bigger ones, Brissett. So, but it's not much small quarterbacks that could go wrong outside of Breeze and Kyler Murray. Like they had a breakdown with Kyler Murray and Bryce Young. Kyler Murray is the superior athlete, but Kyler Murray can't process a play like Bryce Young. Bryce Young does see things that Kyler Murray wouldn't see.
Yeah,
You understand?
Line.
Yeah. But Kyler Murray got the arm strength, he got the athleticism, but he's not the processor like Bryce Young. So, like I said, to be honest, I can't go wrong with none of them two. And I wouldn't even go around with Anthony Richardson. But that's a patience move because you're gonna have to work with him. And Levis had a good pro day too. I watched him. The one thing that jumped out with Levis was the way the ball would like jump off his hands. He got cannon. And most people pro camp is they're hoping that he turns into a Josh Allen. He has that kind of Stafford gunslinger, but the way he's built like Josh Allen. And it's a good comp for him to try to be like. But the main thing about it is that Josh Allen took time. And I think the thing for Will Levis is he's gonna take time. He needs to be drafted by someone that doesn't want him to play now. So they were saying like a perfect environment for him is like a Las Vegas. Cause Jimmy G would have the reins. You understand? And he could learn, and that would be something good for him. But he has a lot of potential too. Again, it's all about the scheme fit for him. He's big, he's strong, he can throw the hell out of the ball, but he has some accuracy issues. But that ball jumps off his hand. He can be a player in the NBA, but it's gonna take time. And the same thing with Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson is a freak of nature in terms of the athlete, but as the quarterback, he's very raw. 1 year starting in Florida, he had a 54% passing completion. 54%.
Yeah,
That's not. You cannot pick somebody that had a 54% passing completion at number one overall.
right.
Yeah, you banking on potential. If that's the case, if that was the case that we are banking on potential, I would have just draft up to number 3 to the Cardinals and draft. That's why I think that it's not going to be Anthony Richardson Because we know Bryce Young and CJ Stroud were going 1 and 2. Anthony Richardson would be the third one after boot. I was not drafting going to number 1 to pick Anthony Richardson. 54.
You
Yeah,
think
he.
you think Richardson gonna be third over Levis? I think Levis will be over Richardson.
Mm, I only say Anthony Richardson because of who the team is. Arizona, if they stay, they're gonna pick a defender, Will Anderson.
Yep.
The reason I say thing is because who's Indianapolis head coach, Steichen, who he just coached, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He would know how to utilize Anthony Richardson. That's my only reason I say that. If it was another team, then I would have probably said Will Levis. But Anthony Richardson could step into a situation just like Jalen Hurts. You rely heavy on Jonathan Taylor. The only problem is they don't have the playmakers on the outside, like thing. But then if you use the RPO, because Thing can do a lot. What he name? He could use his feet. It's almost like a Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
He has the potential to be really good, and that's the thing about it. He has as scouts look at, they look at intangibles. His intangibles is sky. They say he has the highest upside in the draft. Could be he has the arm, he has the awareness. It's just that he's raw. He's raw. It'll take him time to develop. But then again, I remember everyone talking about Malik Willis last year the same way. Malik Willis dropped to the third round, but they said he's way more equipped than Malik Willis. So he still played in the SEC at Florida. So it's something to keep an eye on. Like I say, I'm kind of really intrigued about tomorrow's Pro Day. You'll have to see what you have to see tomorrow. The thing that separated me was when I watched CJ Stroud's Pro Day. They said he had a meeting and he break down stuff for them that he was honest about himself, and so that's a level of maturity. But they also said for Bryce Young at the Pro Days, like coaches would call the plays for like Stroud.
Yeah.
Bryce Young was calling his own plays.
Mm-hmm.
So Bryce Young was actually telling you, okay, we run the 64 zag streak, whatever, this and that. He was in control of everything. That's a level of maturity there that you don't normally see. He ran it, not the coaches. He ran it. Coach maybe say, okay, let's move to this hash and them stuff, but he called the plays. Nick Saban said it. Nick Saban say he comes up with a game plan before the coaches. The coaches just catch up to him.
Right.
That's how ahead of the game he is in terms of his level of preparation. You want that, okay, your quarterback. Because at the end of the day, your quarterback is the leader of your team. So, like I say, Anthony Richardson can be something special, but he won't be something special at 3, 4 until like 3, 4, 5 years down the road. The team that the Panthers put together, if I go through it, you got Hayden Hurst as your new tight end that had 450 yards last year and 6 touchdowns for the Bengals, being the fourth option on the team next to Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, and then Michael Boyd. That's a very Tyler Boyd. No, not what your name is Boyd.
Tyler.
It's Tyler Boyd, yeah. Being a fourth option, 450 yards. Could be the fifth option because he had Mixon too. So 450 yards, 6 touchdowns for your tight end. That's really good. Then we signed Thielen. Thielen was definitely the number 2 man behind Justin Jefferson, but at some point he saw the Vikings start to force feed Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Thielen,
that's Cousins.
exactly. So Thielen ended up with 770 yards, 7 touchdowns. I don't want to say it's a drop off, but if you watch the Vikings game, Cousins would force feed it to Jefferson. So I don't think Thielen is not a number 1, but he's a very good slot receiver. He knows how to get open. He will help someone. And then after our show this past Friday, we signed DJ Chark. To me, DJ Chark is the biggest wild card guy. If he can stay healthy, he had a Pro Bowl season on his resume. The guy has tons load of talent. 6'3", does run a 4.41. He could do it. He could be a burner. He could play. It's just that injuries has derailed his career. But when he was in Jacksonville, everyone's talking about him. So then we got Terrence Marshall. So you got Terrence Marshall, DJ Chark, and Thielen. Not a bad group. Plus you got Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders was a real good every dunk back all in his career with Philly. He was catching passes. He had 500 receiving yards 1 year in Philly. So just the pieces are wrong. They could compete now. Who can you compete with in a quarterback position? Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, to be honest. If I put Anthony Richardson there with your growing pains, we ain't competing this year. Why would I sign Thielen if I know we ain't gonna compete this year? That don't make sense.
Right.
You wasting Thielen his years.
Yeah.
I guarantee with Stroud or Bryce Young as the pick, you going into the season thinking that we got shot at the division. If I look at the division, like I said, Baker Mayfield is a quarterback in Tampa Bay. He and Kyle Trask. I don't care who the receivers is. No, Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask ain't frightening nobody. When I look at Atlanta, Desmond Ritter, this is gonna be first true season. They made a couple little pieces, but ain't nothing to fear. Desmond Ritter gonna be under pressure. The only team kind of tell you something is New Orleans, but the thing about New Orleans is they got a very, very old team. Derek Carr come in, Michael Thomas, Chris Olave is my boy. Michael Thomas, who the tight end is? Kamara, he might be in jail because he always under some criminal thing. So, oh yeah, they got they signed Jamal Williams, but I'm not afraid. The Panthers are in the hunt to crown the NFC South champions. And like I say, I don't expect Stroud or Bryce Young to come in and just be perfect. They're going to have them rookie times too. Every rookie does. That's part of football. But I think they're more equipped to handle it faster than Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson makes some throws there that you'll be like, wow, what a throw.
Yep.
But then he can make some throws. How the hell you just missed that throw? And one thing that he did last year too was he stayed in the pocket. Like he has good pocket awareness. He stays in the pocket. Then he'll use his legs when he have to. So that's why I think whoever gets him is gonna unleash his legs, which can be good. So it's not like I'm not gonna bash him. It's just that I just don't think he's ready. No, it'll take him about 3-4 years to get your return on investment. And I just think Bryce Young or Stroud. Like I say, I ain't gonna come draft day. If I hear Panthers select Stroud, you'll see me cheering. If they select Bryce Young, you'll see me cheering. If they select Anthony Richardson, I'll cheer. I'll trust the what you call it? I'll trust the coaching staff. But I think the first two are more pro ready than anything else. So
yeah, they ain't trade all the way up to no one to draft.
To draft Anthony Richardson. I don't think so. I find it hard for that to happen. And coming up too, we'll do our mock drafts and see what happens. Like I say, my best case scenario is if I truly like Bryce Young and CJ Stroud and I can't pick one or the other, I just try to force the Texans' hand to get back one or two picks. Swap with them. So if they pick Stroud, we go with Bryce Young. If they pick Young, we go with Stroud.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I'm trying to do. If I see them trade back past two, that means let me know what I'm doing. I started to say. But I don't think, from multiple sources, say the Panthers are in no way trading the number one pick. They came up to the number one pick to get their choice of quarterbacks. That's what I'm being told. I'll stick with it. So, looking at that, we're still looking good. It's all about right now, like I said, the pro days, and then you still got the top 30 visits. All four quarterbacks will be in the top 30 visits. It is what it is. I know the 49ers are going to have their top 30 visits, but they'll be looking at the later rounds to see who they can find, or if they do need to trade up, we'll see how it goes as well.
Yeah, like I said, I think the only reason we trade up is if somebody fall who's supposed to be projected high in the second round or something fall to the late bottoms of the second round and they're still available, and then we go grab him and get him. But I don't see us. The needs on the team don't call for like a first rounder or second rounder that you have to jump and get. We should be looking at the most talented prospects at the time when we come to the draft to fill our depth chart.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Like I said, you guys are playing again. Right now, it's Philly and San Fran is way above the rest of the NFC. If I go through the list, Dallas, they're never to be counted out, but they don't fear you. But Dallas has a good team. The Giants, to me, they'll go as far as Daniel Jones go. I really don't know how that's gonna go. Washington, I don't know what I expect from Washington. Maybe after the seal of the team, we may see a different Washington. In the NFC now, the Bears are still trying to figure out Justin Fields. The Lions is a team that's gonna be a force to reckon with. I think in about a year or two, they're gonna make some nice this year. They may even end up winning the division.
Mhm.
The Vikings, I think they are going on a decline. And Green Bay, we know is over with Aaron Rodgers, and that's gonna be something of a changeover too. NFC West, the Rams aren't gonna do anything this year. Cardinals, they won't have Kyler for the first 8 games, I think.
Damn thing with that coach them got with
And the Seahawks, they surprised a lot last year, but I think it was a surprise. So I don't think people will get caught off guard. And they did make one, two good little moves with, and they got the luxury of having two first round picks. They got number 5 pick. And it wasn't them own, it was Denver own. If I was them at number 5, I was actually gonna trade back a few spots to pick up more spots and get that team built even more. Or, like most people been saying, if Anthony Richardson is there at number 5, they have the luxury of drafting Anthony Richardson and stashing him, which
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson actually needs. He doesn't need to play right now. With Gino there for the next 2 to 3 years, stash Anthony Richardson. That could be a good. I wouldn't bash them in for that. Cause that's a luxury pick. That's not their pick. For another example, is like I said, the Lions. The Lions have the pick of the Rams. That's a luxury pick. But I think they're set on Jared Goff so they can build their team,
Right.
which is fine. So there's a lot of stuff ways to go, which we'll look at as we get closer to the draft. We'll do some mock drafts as well because Jizzle has 2 picks. We'll see how Jizzle utilizes the 2. We'll see in the draft how the best player available comes down when it's the 3rd round for Shane. We'll see after my first round pick how the number 39 pick looks in the draft for me to look at. So we'll do some mock drafts coming up. But no, right now it's still business as usual for the NFL. They did make some decisions. They've made they're not gonna change the roughing the passer to reviewable. It's non-reviewable. If they do call, if they, whatever the referees call, they're gonna stick with it. They did make a controversial change is that now a team can play twice on Thursday night. Shane, what do you think about that?
I thought him revoke it.
Um, they said they're gonna table it,
Yeah.
but the owners approve it. The thing about it is that's a money play.
It is. It was just
Yeah.
it was about Amazon.
Remember, we used to watch some of them Thursday night and be like, well, who these 2 teams is?
Right. It's to help out Amazon so Amazon don't get bad games.
And as Goodell said today, there's no data that shows that injuries spike on a Thursday night. Injuries are normal. And at the end of the day, Goodell did say this game is about the fans.
Right.
So if a TV is paying billions of dollars for a TV deal, why would I have a 3-10 versus a 4-11 team on TV? So more than likely, when they go to table it, that will be there.
But them need to if they're gonna do that, they need to look at that game 2 weeks in advance. You can't do that the same week and think somebody
No. They said they gotta give 2 weeks advance.
Yeah.
The notice is 2 weeks in advance. That's one of the things that came out of the owners' meeting. We see what do you call it? The Washington Commanders are on the verge of being sold.
Yeah, I think 2 bids. Each
Oh,
bid was in for $6 billion.
$6 billion. That's better take that and go buggy business.
He too proud by.
You got something to hurry, that's why. What you think about this whole Lamar situation so far?
My him Haba basically saying Lamar ain't going nowhere, but Haba ain't the owner. So
It ain't there, you know. I think Lamar kind of uh, is a word that we would see. I think he project because at the end of the day, he's still under the franchise tag. You understand? It's a non-exclusive franchise tag, meaning a team can send an offer sheet.
yeah,
The thing is, if I send an offer sheet, the Ravens are just go there and match it. But all the Ravens telling you is if you think you what 4 years, 250 million with 250 million guaranteed, good luck. Go out there and see what team gonna do it. You understand? Right now, a team ain't do it. Well, they say one or two teams may have some interest, but another thing about it is I don't think teams want to go and negotiate with Lamar. I think they would have preferred to negotiate with an agent. Remember, he need mother representing.
yeah.
They don't want to negotiate with him. I think so. All kind of stuff they're trying to say. He's not injury prone. Um, the guy has MVPs. He won playoff games, but I think he misjudged the market for him. You understand? I just kind of think he misjudged what he was gonna what he was expecting to get. I don't think he was gonna get what he get. Can't remember a team got to give up 2 first round picks to actually sign him.
Yeah.
The team I could have seen doing that is like Detroit. You understand? Detroit got 2 first rounds and they're ready to win. That probably could have been a good thing.
Which part didn't really win?
Well, look at the division.
True, but them give other running backs, eh?
They still got Swift. And remember they signed Montgomery from Chicago. I don't think Montgomery bad. I think he was just in Chicago. Chicago can't build a line yet. So we'll see what happens. But I don't know. Teams he gonna eventually he gonna have to sign that franchise. I don't think a team gonna offer him nothing. I wonder if they offer it to him if he gotta accept it first or they just offer it. That's another thing. I think he would have to accept it before they can move forward.
If he get any clause, because it's like a trade now, right? Isn't it?
Like basketball is like restricted free agency.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's like a restricted free agent. He can't do. He could just go. He could go and walk out an offer sheet, but then the thing got about 5 days to match it.
Right.
So I don't know. But we'll have to see. We'll continue with the Lamar sweepstake as we come up to the draft. We had Marvin Jones. He returned to the Lions. 1 year, $3 million deal. Falcons signed Calais Campbell, which is a good veteran move, but at 36 years old, I don't know how much more he has to offer. It's just a good mentor for them. The Aaron Rodgers saga is still going on. I don't understand what's going on there.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
Well, that's true. See, something with Lamar said he does not want a fully guaranteed contract. He just wants the full guarantee to be basically commensurate with his abilities. So I don't know. I did the Bronx mess up the league when they give Deshaun Watson that fully guaranteed deal. You know?
Yeah, Ireland still got the quarterbacks. I'm like,
yeah, that's why I mess it up. Outside of that, it's just you just usually see the Aaron Rodgers saga. He holding up all kind of stuff. This time of the year, you still see right now that the waves done in free agency. Everyone's focused on the pro Ds and the top tournament visits. I think most of the big free agents are gone. I think other Odell out there that kind of got name. And maybe I'm missing a few, but there's not much more that's left. So we'll just have to see how it continues to play out. Like I said, my focus right now is finding our franchise quarterback. Shane's focus is just depth, and from there, we'll continue to see how everything goes. But I think that's most of the free agent stuff. We don't have much more to discuss. Um, we'll, if anything does pop up, we'll definitely share it with everyone on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you do watch the show, which we know you do, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe the page for up to date content. We appreciate everyone that follows us. But like and subscribe the page, and we'll keep you guys up. You can always check us out at Oil and Bars Football Talk on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Hopefully next week we'll have Jizzle back with us. We'll probably be back on Tuesday, regular day. We missed out yesterday, but we'll be back today, and we'll be back next week Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Whether it's Jizzle here or me and Shane will run it next week Tuesday, and probably start check out some mock drafts and hope. I think we'll have. I think this week you got pro days, and then next week starts the top tour visits,
Right.
top tour the private workouts, and so we'll get more from quarterback talk in Carolina, and we'll see what happens more moving forward with all the other teams. But outside of that, that's it for me. I ain't got nothing else. I'll keep you guys up to date on the Panthers on Twitter and stuff, but that's it for me.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Just keep up to date with latest news. Probably the biggest news that everybody probably waiting on is where will Lamar Jackson end up.
Yeah.
And then is Aaron Rodgers gonna really sign with the Jets? I know that's big news for everybody, but that's probably the two biggest things out there right now. And then just waiting for pro days and the draft to come up. So we are basically what's it, 29th. So this will be next. We under a month for the
I'm
next.
not Monday.
Yeah, so we see what happens.
Yep.
That's it. Coming from the finals camp. And
Like I said, be sure to like and subscribe to the page. Don't just watch the show and don't like it. Like and subscribe and keep it going. Keep all our viewers going and keep you guys up to date with everything in the NFL.
right. So we see you guys Tuesday. Hopefully.
Yep.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.